Hi guys, welcome back to Better Work. Something a little bit different today. I can't believe how much my review of my work bag, the Rocker London, which I literally have here, um, blew up. It's had like by far the most views of any of my videos. So I was racking my brain thinking, what could I review that would be helpful for people for work and for studying? And I didn't want to buy something unnecessarily. So that's why I haven't done any more reviews. And it's not really what You Better Work was about, but You Better Work is kind of evolving. And I'm looking at doing some podcasting next year, and the YouTube channel and things like that are kind of more me myself, just because I think that the not the concept, what's the word, the format, that's the word, the format works better like that. But I basically last year or the year before bought a Apple MacBook Air. In the time that I've had it, I've had two wireless mice and two wireless keyboards, both of which are broken. And I thought, right, do I just carry on and get another like fairly cheap set from Amazon? I mean, I wasn't getting the cheapest ones, but I was getting like a reasonably priced set, or do I go for the Apple one? And I did a lot of research and basically decided to get the Apple, what's it called? The Apple Magic Trackpad. I'm just going to check that's the right thing. Yes, the Apple Magic Trackpad, that's the front of it, and the Apple Magic Keyboard. And first off the bat, what I want to say about these two things is I got these from Kex or Sex, depends how you think that it should be pronounced. So that's CEX in the UK, and they were significantly cheaper than buying them new. So they were, I mean, I'll put the price on the screen because I can't remember, but they were a lot cheaper. Kex basically do a grading system, so they tell you like what condition they're in, and I looked for both of them to be an A, which is like pristine, almost never used, and the keyboard itself was like completely wrapped up and clearly had never been used. So that is something that I would recommend to save a little bit of money. The only thing I would say is make sure you buy online, because if you buy online, you have 2 weeks to return for a full refund. If you buy in store, you only have 2 days to return and you only get store credit. So anyway, I love a bargain. I love it if I can find something, second hand and also something reliable. You get a 24-month guarantee with both of them as well. So you've got that peace of mind. So I guess I'll just crack on with it. And I'm literally not, I've worked a lot with tech and managing tech projects, if you're watching me because you know me from other places, but I'm not a tech person. So these reviews are very much going to be based on how I've used it, how I found them. I've had them for about, it's got to be about a month now, because I wanted to make sure that I'd use them enough and regularly. So I've been using them every day for a month before doing this review. So the Apple Magic Keyboard, I got the version that doesn't have the Touch ID, so you can now get a version that has Touch ID. Again, it's a lot more expensive. There aren't many, if any, second-hand ones available yet. And I just thought my laptop is literally always right there. I'll just do the fingerprint ID like on the laptop. I don't need it on here. So you do have like a lock button instead, so you can just quickly lock your screen, which is quite handy. The actual keyboard itself is about the same size as the one on the MacBook. I will insert a clip showing you a comparison. The keyboard is basically just the same size as the MacBook keyboard, but obviously I have my laptop propped up, so so basically it is literally for the functionality of, I have my laptop on a laptop stand and I don't, obviously can't type like that, so I have to have something on the desk. You've got these grippers on the corners, you've got the Apple logo there. You can get things that you like, holders that you put this in to sit in, so I might do that at some point, but I haven't had a problem with it so far. And in terms of transporting it, I've just been using an old laptop sleeve for both of these actually. So that's what I would say. The charging port is on the top there, and it's the same as the MacBook Air 2, I think is the one that I've got, the newest one anyway. So you can just literally like pull that out of your laptop, put it in your keyboard. The setup was incredibly easy. You literally use the cable to plug it into your laptop, and once you've done that once, it literally remembers you every time. The power is on here, so when it's on green it's on, and as soon as you turn it on, it literally instantly connects to the laptop. I've had no problems. I've had it for a month. I've used it every day. I've only charged it once. So their claims about battery life are definitely valid. Like, I haven't charged it yet. I don't actually know what charge it's on. But yeah, and the sort of typing on it, I would describe as similar, if not slightly more comfortable than the MacBook itself. So if you like that, you'll like this. It is quite flat. There's no option to, on sort of like standard keyboards, you have the little feet that you can flick out and make it angled. But it is naturally, I don't know if I can get a shot of that, but can you see that it's naturally angled? So it is slightly angled up, but if that's something that's important to you, then you might need something to sit it in, or it might not be the keyboard for you. The other thing about it being flat is I bought a wrist rest to have on my desk to use, and it makes my hands too high to be able to type onto the keyboard. And I think no matter what like level of wrist support you got, that would probably be the case. And to be honest with you, there's not really a lot more I can say about the keyboard. I would recommend it. I would get it secondhand if you can, because I do think it is a bit expensive for what it is. I like that it, like, I'm not normally one of those people, but I do like that it matches the mouse pad that I've got now. And I know that I've got the guarantee. I know that I've got kind of an Apple product. I've got the quality, and touch wood, shouldn't have any problems with it. So overall, I would definitely recommend. So that is just the Magic Keyboard. Now we move on to the slightly more controversial one, which is the Magic Trackpad. And let me tell you that I literally watched so many videos about whether to get this or the bloomin' Magic Mouse, and I just was like totally clueless, because some people were like, if you get the trackpad, oh, noisy outside. Some people were like, if you get the trackpad, it is awful, your wrist will hurt, you'll hate it. And other people were like, it's so like tactile, it's so easy to use, it makes like gestures easier and all of that. So I am only going to be adding to the noise at this point about whether or not to get this. I do not have the mouse, so I cannot compare it with the Magic Mouse, but all I can compare it to is having a regular mouse linked up to my MacBook previously. Now, one of the reasons I went with the trackpad over the mouse from Apple is because the charging port is here. That is one of the main things you will find in comparison videos, that people hate that the Magic Mouse has the charger on the bottom of it, so you can't charge it whilst you're using it. Similar to the keyboard, I've had this for a month and I haven't charged it yet. So if the mouse had similar charge power, maybe it wouldn't matter that the charging port was on the bottom, but there's nothing worse than that feeling of like, I need to charge this and use it at the same time and I can't. And you've got the same sort of grips and the Apple logo on the back. So that is what it looks like. It is considerably bigger than the mouse pad on the MacBook Air. Again, I will insert a clip of the comparison. To compare for size, I have the MacBook Air, and this is how much bigger the trackpad is. And again, you've got that sort of gradient to it, so it does slope up. I do use a wrist pad with this, and I sit my hand kind of like that, a bit further up on the mouse pad, because I read so many reviews that it can hurt your wrist. And to be honest with you, using it like that, I've had no problems with my wrist. The other thing I saw a lot was that you keep your little finger up. I shouldn't be doing this, should I? Because I can't do a review. You keep your finger up because you're using these two fingers. But what I've actually learned to do is use my middle two fingers like that. And actually that doesn't keep my fingers like that. So actually what you do is, or what I've done, is you kind of adapt to use the trackpad. And I think if you use it stoically, like I'm using it like I would use a trackpad on a laptop, then it's not going to be for you. But if you use it as it's kind of, I assume, I don't know anyone that works at Apple, but as it's intended to be used, then you start to sort of change the way that you behave on the mouse. And this is literally from a person that basically all I do is read and write on my laptop. I'm not doing anything fancy, and I know a lot of designers love these because they enable you to do so many fancy things. The main reason I've enjoyed the trackpad as opposed to a mouse is because you have the same usability as you have on the trackpad on the laptop. So you can use 3 fingers to scroll between screens. You can use 4 like the whole hand to do things. You can use 2 fingers to scroll. All of the same things that you can do with the trackpad, which obviously if you have the mouse, you may have a mouse that has buttons on the side and things like that, but you don't just have that easy like swipeability. I mean, it's been designed to be used with a Mac. So I had to do some research actually on other things that you can do. You can also program it to do whatever you want. When I say whatever you want, you know what I mean, within reason. So if you prefer 3 fingers to activate another feature of the mouse, or 4 fingers or double tap or whatever, there's all settings on the computer which you can go into and change what that does. So you can make this really bespoke to you. I haven't had it long enough to be doing anything like that. I have literally just been using it as is out the box, but I've enjoyed using it like that. So overall, if you are unsure about whether to get these, I would say 1, look for it secondhand because they are really expensive, and 2, I would say go for it if it sounds like it's appealing to you. If you are a very like I have to have a mouse person, then maybe don't. But if you use a laptop regularly anyway, this is literally just taking the trackpad, making it bigger and putting it next to your keyboard. And it does take a bit of a like memory muscle adjustment because it's like where a mouse should be and whatnot. But the usability on this is absolutely brilliant. It's the same as the keyboard in that once you've plugged it in once, it connects automatically, just so long as you switch it on there. It's really cool. And also, like, let's be real, let's just take it down a peg from the tech talk. It looks really cool. Like, that's what my partner said to me, is like, I'd get the trackpad because it looks cool. And I was like, do you know what? Sometimes you've got to be a bit shallow. So that is what it looks like. They look lovely together, like really nice. The usability is great. They are flatter, but as I say, there's ways around that. You can also get cases for this that have a built-in thing and make it a bit higher off the desk if you want that as well. But I hope that that's useful. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If you have any other questions about either of them, put them in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer them. And yeah, I mean, don't agonize over it like I did, because sometimes you just think, why did I waste like a week of my life watching different videos and reading different tech articles about a blooming mouse? But when you're spending a lot of money, you want to make sure that it's right for you. That's what I was thinking. I was like, if I'm going to invest in this, it's got to be right. And luckily it has been. So watch this video, watch other videos, see what you think. Go and try one in store. Like, I just went into an Apple store and tried it, and tried a mouse and was like, actually, I think I'd get on with this really well. If you do get this, make sure you get a rest mat. Make sure you think about your fingers, because you will, you know, think about you will get finger cramp if you use it incorrectly. You know, you've got to think about your DSE, your safety, all of that, you know, because it's a different type of mouse. But overall, I've been really, really impressed. If they last a long time, then that will be an absolute winner for me. And yeah, as I say, please let me know if you have any questions. If you've enjoyed this video or you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. And if you have anything else that you'd like me to review, please do pop it in the comments or drop me a DM, because yeah, I'm always happy to review more things that are going to make working and studying better for you. So thanks a lot for watching and have a lovely week. Bye!